See an awesome flick. We said that day 2 is their day. Pop off game, Shio.
This is not only the most important day, but this has to be the most important game. The thing we've seen on EU, especially early, is people like to contest height. They like to interrupt Thomas, Flick, and Anas. But look how far this split goes. Thomas is back in an old zone a minute away. Anas and Flick are already all the way on the front side, building a new base. So these guys have real estate on all corners of the map. Janice, Hen, and Chapix, they're going down to on the backside of Storm. Man. This is absolutely ruthless. People have to make it up a mountain, go down a mountain. It's tough. The hill's in the way, and Chapix is the last person alive on this squad to make the rotate.
Chapix is usually the tarper. He could navigate these builds. He could do those layer switches. He could just hold on as much as possible, but he cannot just get any attention looking his way. Down at the ultimate low with only 25 HP. This is the defending champion here who had the momentum leaving from day 1, walking away with the Victory Royale. He's going to do all that he can. Now they're in the second threshold of placement. But let's take an eye on high. Thomas HC, Anas, and Flick here, putting some pressure down below. They have the ammo. Look at the AR. They have all the options they can to put the pressure down on low ground.
Every player playing scared, but fear gets relieved as the zone actually bounces back. Everyone on middle and low ground, even the people getting struck by this purple lightning from Storm Surge, are safe and can breathe for the moment. Height will have to work overtime to try to break these builds and go for shots. Look how tough it is. Brick builds everywhere. Metal. Wow. Vidil, Noah Riley, they're surviving on low. They get to have a little bit of a break. Yeah, even Andretta's alive. The first place team has one player. He takes out Sun in mid-ground. Meanwhile, Thomas, Flick, and Anas are looking for anything right now. They only have 2 eliminations, Sancho. I've never seen them this, unaffected on the lobby. This is troublesome for them. They need to try to wrap up this game.
Yeah, but this is where they start cooking up there as they both get iRes and Andretta right there. This is where they start getting eliminations, when the lobby starts getting really tight and congested right now. The most important thing is their builds are so low, so they're going to have to get closer. Already, they're setting up someone with the heals. Thomas HC is holding on to some medkits here, so he is going to be that heal-up win condition. Anas and Flicker have to go down here, but look, Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are there on the low ground, and they're going to clean up this layer here, and they get Etsy, and they get Bad Sniper. Noah Riley and Badil and Reason are here in the end game, and they have the potential to pop up even more, baby!
Low ground scrappy, high ground free. There's so many different types of scenes we're seeing so far in this game. One trio in the middle. It's too venomous. Thomas HD and Anas have to do this as a duo. They've done it before, but at the same time, there's so many different players.
With the zone going towards their backyard, this is going to be the game that could be the signature game that I was talking about in day 1. They already almost had it, but Hen took that away from them. They're not going to let it go away here. Marvin with a phenomenal performance, the best performance they had today.
Now this is where zone starts to get so hard for the low ground trios. It's so tricky. Everything's kind of just getting claustrophobic. The walls are closing in. The zone's pushing people next to a big mountain. One last gets taken out. There's no harpoon here. Yes, Anas only has 7 builds, but it might be enough to last just 50 seconds. They have to connect to this build. They're beaming down. It's lasers from the sky, and not even a planet could survive this pressure. Right now, Marvin, he's working around the build. Somehow everyone's escaped. Thomas is going for the beams when Anas finds the first. They're still staying up. It's a patient game. Reason last alive 2v1, and he could still do it. He has all the mats from the eliminated bodies below. We're going over a bridge. It's going to be a stalemate for about 30 seconds. If Anas and Thomas don't drop down, yeah, they're not going to. They're going to stay up, and Reason has some time to breathe.
What does Reason have in his inventory if he has enough builds just to hold out here? Reason, they had the day 1 Victory Royale, game 1 popped off huge. If Reason could clutch, and no, Anas says not so fast. Big elbow jump, but Reason claps back. Reason still can't he get the siphon? He does. If he could find Thomas HT, Reason could have the clutch. Oh my goodness! What? Are you kidding me? Reason gets the Victory Royale. How, bro? How? Shio, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Thomas HD, 1 second off of the med kit all the way on high ground is what I basically see and how it looks like. Reason gets the siphon at the last. A goat under a bridge clutches the unclutchable.
Man, let's just go to the desk. Go to the desk.
What the heck am I watching?
I don't know.
This is just the first game.
What is going on?
Wow, dude. Okay, listen. Reason got put in one of the most difficult situations You can be
Jake
put in as a trio.
Let me leave it.
You have
There we
one
go.
member
That's
left alive in those
Jake.
final few
Add
zones,
another
and that
person.
member's thinking, okay, what do I have to do? Like what?
Hey, Jake, have
And
you
his
got
placement is it elims? He's like,
Has
you know
Jake
what? Let me
Game
just
got,
channel my
a
Sprite
Jake
energy
Game
and
alive
just
on,
roll up in there and get the victory royale.
No, I
Reese.
don't know.
That's what I like to see.
Oh, I'm
We
quitting the race,
can't-
mate. Quit the
cannot
race.
We saw Thomas hit the zone, and then as he started to pop the med kit, you saw him
I thought you was live on
start
TikTok.
to move a little bit afterwards. He'd already messed up to start with. This is like a
What you live
clinical
on
play that
YouTube,
we
what you
have
doing
to
on
have a
YouTube
look
then?
now. We've seen a lot of this actually on NA
Your
East and then
mum.
messing up the timings of it. We're actually really yet to
Hey,
allowed Reese just absolutely to pop off. And you notice he was live as a solo for a long time as well. Huge problems.
What do you think's happening? Boris Johnson laying eggs?
Yesterday,
oh, Boris Johnson laying eggs.
it managed to keep the steam going.
But if it laid eggs, it'd
This
probably
is
be
the story
15s.
of last season's, champions, because you look at the last two teams there. This is the third place
Boris
team
Johnson
from last season
laying
versus
eggs,
the
you're
second
probably
place team
ripping
from last
jeans
season.
to do that
And if you actually
crap.
remember
Oh my
back to last
God.
season, Reason had some phenomenal
You come out with
clutches
some
back
weird
then as
stuff,
well.
you do,
And he's
Jake.
back this season with
Cause
just
I'm
the
weird.
clutch genes in his veins.
I can tell.
How was he
Hey,
one-on-one
you
against
peed
one of the
yourself
best teams?
yesterday.
Like just
No, that
frame
was
it like that,
Kane.
and you start to really understand
You
how
peed
crazy
yourself
what he's
yesterday,
done
Jake. Stop
is. And
lying.
we could be
Fuck
coming
off.
back in about 5 games
off.
and looking at that as being the defining moment in what turned their tournament around. That victory out pushes them up the
Oh my
standings.
God. Jake, stop lying. You
Oh
peed
my
yourself
goodness.
yesterday.
Fuck off!
Even just being able to say like, even if you just ended in second place, it's like, wow, you clutched up so hard to at least hit second.
Yeah, you stop lying, you
let me
peed
just
yourself.
1v2
Fuck
this
off.
other trio, no problem. That's how we start the competition here on day number 2 of the finals. Now let's talk about drop spots. Reese, at the very beginning of the show, I asked you if anything would be changed up.
I told you.
Did
How about
anything
you?
get
You.
changed up?
Fuck off.
Minorly. Look, minor things
You.
changed
Who
up.
just said, "Oh, I wanna
but
go
some
home"?
things don't change there, Zeke.
Me.
Because you know what? Have you ever watched Kiriachi's gameplay before this
Who
team's
said,
been dropping?
no,
off?
someone just yawned and said, I want to go home.
Very critical is the absolute sharpshooter eye that Kiriachi has. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The storm me down instantly.
Leon, shut
That
up.
is insane. Look, we know what he can do. You know, similar things can be said in terms of pizza are there for stroking. These
You've got
guys,
big
day
mouth.
one, we talked about how aggressive they were in terms of
Okay, you do
eliminations,
that
how
washing up
successful they
then.
were out of Misty. And to start off with, they were obviously known to be contested at Misty, but they've still remained fine. And it looks like they have the potential to maybe replicate what's happened yesterday, since it doesn't seem like they'll have too many problems there.
Why is she washing
Similar
up
things can be
for?
said for Flickiness and Thomas, however, we just saw there
Why
at
is
the
she washing
end.
up? 'Cause she has to
You know,
wash
it's
up.
all good and well having your drop spot uncontested. You can't win the crucial 2v1.
Oh, is
What
that
does
a
it all
job?
mean? Regardless, though, you take a look at the
you
standings
say.
and things
Fuck off.
don't look too different yet, considering that Hen's
would've been
trio
myself,
and Rescar's
would
trio
she?
did sort of go down
I'm a
before
fan.
those sort of closing moments. But even with that being
female
said, you
weaver,
can see
so-
Flickiness and Thomas
You are.
up there in third
You
place
just called me
now.
beautiful, you
Obviously,
know.
our takes were late,
No, I
saying in
didn't.
fourth, Queasy, Trulex,
You
and
said that
Jerky
word
singing in
means
fifth. You know what's
beautiful.
funny, Reese? When I look at
Wow.
it, this is
Whatever you told me.
literally almost
Say.
my top 5 predictions,
Yeah.
except for
No,
it doesn't.
topics. Like all the teams we predicted to do well are performing
nature's
right now.
beautiful.
Absolutely, and this is just going
Oh,
even
wait,
closer.
wait, not beautiful,
Apart from
you're-
this
you're
real
okay,
Angelic
no
Chappics
offense.
pulling away a little bit with
Well,
their
the video,
eliminations off
and it's a-
spawn that they got. That's obviously a good few points.
so, but at least I
And
look
no,
better
you know,
than you,
Chappics
though,
clutched all the way up till 9th by himself there. So 2 moving zones he
Okay,
managed to make
how's
it
about
through,
you
which was
should all-
really,
how's
really
that?
big for the team. That's why they've started to kind of take that lead a little bit. Again, Andrea managed to do a similar thing, clutching up all the way to 12th. So great performance from these guys. But again,
That's nice,
Kiriachi's
that's
team, you know, some of these other teams down that we kind of just mentioned, they're still middling, right? In that
What
7th
happened to your
game.
eyes?
We did see Bubak up in the end game again, so that's then moved
Yeah,
them
I'm
up 2
checking
slots as
them.
well. And then from that big victory royale, now Reason, Vidil, Noah Riley up into the top 10. So 5 more games to go. Hopefully they're going to be able to keep that steam going.
Oh my
Oh
god,
man,
you doo-doo
momentum, baby.
motherfucker.
We have it. We have
Don't
more
swear
games
in
here
front of
waiting
kids.
for us. A
I
lot
didn't
of these
swear, did
trios
I?
are looking to shut
No,
down
you
this
did.
top 3 because remember, it's top 3.
At least I don't actually
going into
swear.
chapter 2,
At
season
least I don't
7.
call someone
You
beautiful.
know what time it is, Fortnite fam. We're getting
I didn't
right
call you
back
beautiful.
into
I
the
will
battle
call you
lines. Make
beautiful,
way,
no
because
offense.
Sancho West and
You
Shyway,
did.
you're coming through.
Fuck off.
They're your casters for the game once again. Let's kick it back
You did
their
call
way.
me, call me beautiful.
Fuck off!
Game
You
number
called me
2
beautiful.
of day number 2, and I'm not even
Hi,
still over
open
that
your
first one,
mind,
Sancho.
dickhead.
If that's how things are gonna go today, I am
Stop
not ready.
lying.
I think
No,
that's
no,
how
no.
it's going to go today. It's going to go down to the last moment. We saw last season, it went down to the final game, the final rotations, the final
Didn't-
moments. Our top 3 was still up, and this is the defending champions once
That's
again.
because,
You
like,
are
is he
essentially
gay?
getting 6 points out
Is
of
he
this
actually
engagement.
gay?
And they could
I
keep up
think
that
he
pace.
is.
and Chapix getting that 9th place finish, they have an opportunity to just barely outpace Indreda's trio, who's been going really conservative. If you take a look at after Indreda's victory royale, that trio basically just kind of just averaged out the rest of the way. Low elims, decent placement, and if that continues to happen here in day 2, I think we'll see a back-to-back championship.
I'm liking how you mentioned the fact that they're getting, you know, these elims off spawn for free, basically. They're the only team to have multiple double-digit elims from yesterday, the 10+. So, you know, a big factor of that is these 3 elims off spawn that they're getting the chance to get every game and have, as you said, what, 6-1 so far right now? Like, they're looking real good off spawn. At the moment, it's a little bit more, you know, conservative approaching this fight. We see Knight, Vortex, and Hycris. I think they got the bunker chest. They have a lot of power off this POI, but Chapix and Janus have a wide split. They had so many, a lot of access to so many chests. Hycris on the backside now. He's trying to look to go and engage on this trio, but at the same time, they have so many shields to pop and extras to hold on to too. They will win this war, but it's about that first battle as well. If they go down early, if one person gets picked, I think that's the only way Hycris really has a chance here.
Correct, and that has happened, and we've seen clutches between Janus and Chapix able to pick up the pace after Hens getting knocked.
I'm calling it already, though. Just looking at the state of Vortex's shields, it's too late. If elims needed to happen, it needed to happen now. Is Chapix actually going for this? I mean, he's feeling himself. The bow and arrow close range, but not going to be able to hit that type of shot. Hycris and Vortex are just desperate right now over these builds. They're looking for anything. They need one big shot, but even then, look at the minis in Chapix's inventory. He has so many to delay this fight. Mats are the only thing. They have 5. They've made so much investment into making this big bridge, underground base, and goes back into another house. Chapix follows. Vortex has no idea where he is. They're refarming again.
The big thing that Hycris' trio is holding on to is they did have a top 10 finish with about 7 or 8 elims. So they understand that if they're able to walk away, they'll be able to have a big game themselves.
And look at the trick that Janus, Hen, and Chapix have done at this POI. They basically forced Vortex, Knight, and Hycris to go over to this left side. They used to have so much control. Janus staying back a little bit now has a chance for a big flank to actually corner these guys. They had complete control of the POI. Janus is going up, fighting 2 people by himself. It's Knight and Vortex. Chapix has to peek from down below. 5 builds left on Janus as well. He's going to try to run away, farm what he can as he moves inside a building. Yes, that's where you have the most protection. He's going to play sneaky like. While he attracts all the attention, this makes room for Chapix and Hen on the other side to go all the way up. This is a back and forth, and it looks like they have the reads on Hycris' trio.
It really doesn't matter what weapons are in the inventory here in this engagement. We've seen a gray makeshift shotgun get the job done. So you see that green makeshift normally in anyone else's hands, you'd be like worried, but look at it. It's going to be fine. They're setting up. Shy, break this down for us.
Yeah, right now, too, it's not only a war of HP and loadouts, it's a war of resources. While Janus, I believe, was on the backside and used all his mats as a solo, when Hycris, Vortex, and Knight wanted to respond to him, all 3 of them had to use their mats to catch up. So they basically, look how many ramps are invested over here from all 3 players. They're losing this war on resources. Only Janus has basically used his mats right here. Chapix and Hen have been just farming up the whole time. We'll see how that goes. It looks like cerebrally is going to be Janus' team that's winning right now. At Steamy Stacks, Andretta, Savage, Refsguard, they had their early game fight. Slender got taken out immediately from what I saw over there. It'll be free for those guys to keep moving on. Right now, it just looks like Knight is confused. I'm not sure if he knows exactly where these guys are. Janus was out of builds. Now he's almost up to back to 200-300. It's about these resources. Just keep watching them. They have so many to farm down here. And Knight up top, he can't drop down to farm. As soon as they drop the farm, Janus will hear that. They'll go back up. Their position is so strong right now.
This is a great defensive stance. In the previous engagements, when I looked at the VOD, they have the potential to flank. Hen really went all the way towards Pristine Point, almost, it felt like. He went that way, looped back around, and got some big beams in the back. So this is not an engagement that's going to be over just yet. You already mentioned Retail Row already having issues. We saw as well Weeping Woods, Save It going down in the feed. That's been a battle that's been going back and forth the entire time, with Save It having the upper advantage, but momentum is going to be the big factor going forward.
Yeah, and why is this happening? Why is it different from before? You know, the last game we saw Janus and Chapix go for an immediate fight, and it was scrappy. It's because of the psychology around it. Look at the zone on the left. They have zone at Craggy. They can really draw this out, and they've baited Hycris all day into this fight. They know they're not going anywhere. They know they've basically are living in their heads rent-free, Janus at least, and they're going to go for this fight no matter what to try to win it. They're down 6-1 as well. Because of this, this is free surge tags for Janus. This fight will happen no matter what. And man, Vortex is getting antsy. They're already shooting shots down below Sancho. It really, right now, it seems like Hen, Chapix, and Janice are inside their heads.
The only time I've seen a disengagement here in the tournament is Hen's trio went to Flopper Island to disengage, to regain a little bit of resources, to regain a little bit HP, and then they came back and wiped out Knight. The thing that's going to be different here is that Tripper's trio that usually rotates into that little clip area hasn't been here yet. Now area here, and that could be just enough for High Curse's trio to find that opening to get rid of Hen's trio.
What Sancho's calling for is basically a third party of a different team on this left hill that comes in, and Uruguay 74, that's Chapix on high ground. He was in the position of this opposite team, Vortex, the night before. He got beamed hard. I think these guys have learned from that. They're now playing low. There's no chance that third party team can actually shoot them. So they're actually sitting pretty, waiting for Knight to make a move, and they can't. Meanwhile, on other sides of the map, Lazy Lake always active, especially with Bad Sniper Marvin and SC. They've actually moved towards the center of the map off the POI, chasing a fight. Bad Sniper with the big shots on the Dementos. They're still going forward. This one's getting real scrappy too. I mean, Sancho, no one's holding anything back on day 2.
Not at all. And Marvin's trio had their best finish in game 1 of this day here, which is 7 out of the 12. But this is just a messy rotation. This Southern rotation, I call it the struggle rotation, man. The struggle of the South right here that's happened real. Every time we've already seen it in game 7. Now in game 8, you're seeing all the kind of chaos that's happening. Jamside hasn't had a great tournament run because of this, and you already seen Pizza, which is able to be a little bit better because he's able to rotate, but now Pizza is actually late rotating here, as you see Fast Rookie Art and Pizza on the backside of this engagement down in Gorgeous Gorge.
I've never seen people voluntarily go down to the gorge, let alone 3 teams to fight, so there's definitely something weird going on for their game strategies.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you know, what ends up happening in the EU is they stopped saying, you know what, I'm done doing long-range Storm Surge tags. I want a box fight. It happened last season. They get up in people's faces. The more confidence is happening, it's like, we could beat these guys. I could hear Levin saying it. This is my voice. We could beat these guys, and we could take it to them. And that's what I think what it is. More importantly, I said it in the previous game, Shayo, it comes down to elimination points being 2 points. You get that value out of that. We've already been seeing the 6 points that's been helping out Hen's trio kind of bolt them up a little bit. They took over first place against Revsguard's trio. Wow, this is a stalemate. It's
that gorge is looking anything but gorgeous right now with all those teams in there and all the builds. While that happens, Nate and Tayson, they've almost even taken height over Percival. Actually, a misstep. Percival goes down, Tayson misses a ramp, and now he has high ground. That was too easy. And now he's on the chase down. Percival shaking in his boots, getting absolutely beast controlled. This is about to drop him in the box too. He's missing edits. What's going on here? All the way around, he has a over the pump and then a big shot, but it's only green. He's gonna escape all the way and make sure he finds his way back to his team. Bloom took big shots. Percival actually down. You're trying to go toe-to-toe with Tayson, Nate, and 4ZR. I get it. Bloom, Percival, Tomzy, they're also really good at these fights, but this is you know, outclassed matchup right now. These guys are just working this trio, and it's good to go for these mid-game fights, especially when you're behind, to try to shake things up. It's also just so risky. On the same box right now, on the walls, they're just shooting pumps at it, not even swinging their pickaxes, and they get in basically unscathed. Tayson will be able to met-kit up. Everything will look fine. What a fight. Masterclass of a mid-game fight there from 4ZR, Tayson, and Nate.
It looks like Bloomy's luck has run out of that trio. They've been avoiding that engagement down on the West Coast. They were always worried that they'd be taken out. That's what happens with the Sweaty Sands teams. But it looks like Tayson's trio is taking that engagement a little bit further. We've been seeing Bloomy and Tayson's trio all tournament long been competing for Central Zone and colliding. And right now, Tayson coming up top, who is trying to get a 3rd FNCS championship. Now let's focus in here on Noah Riley. Reasons trio won game 1 of day 2 as well as last season. So we're seeing that they're changes. You're seeing the changes. They're actually boxed up looking for Storm Surge tags in the distance. They're not moving. They're not in the car. They're not hunting. They decided to become more of a, I guess one of those like little spiders that chill in those underground traps, right? They're just waiting for people to walk on by to get some tags.
They're trying to switch things up completely. Meanwhile, Shadow is basically seeing the light absolutely erased almost. Stompy right, not gonna get beamed out of the air this time. He's looking good with peppers, but not finding a way to really help out his team. There's fire low ground too. Not really landing any shots on anyone through builds either. The big Elam comes in, the siphon finish, and now he's looking for more. Gonna pick up Shadow all the way up top, get that clutch. Revive, very nice. This is also just a very, very messy fight.
very messy. The fire actually knocked their teammate. That's what happens when everything gets set ablaze. Wakey's going to go ahead and bring back iDrop into the fight here. This is actually another big fight because look at the inventory that Joe, Stompy, and Shadow have. Joe has so much shield, but at the same time, Stompy's trio has 4 peppers. And you know that's going to be a great win condition for Joe, Stompy, and Shadow. That is part of their game plan. They got a victory out by playing for height when the zone went down towards Holly Hedges Meadows, and they're blowing Storm Surge, and that's why they're taking this fight. But they open up that door and get greeted by some shots.
Dangerous for Joe. This man is a walking llama right now. If he gets taken out, golden tactical shotgun. You're talking about the bigs. He has so many. He has 3 still after using one. Like, you do not want to go down if you're Joe here.
You know this has to kill the deal, right? The feeling like they want to get down into that. They're so anxious. They're so HP thirsty. They want to get down there. Yeah, they want to get into that fight, but they're trying to slow down their ways. They're trying to slow down that temptation to get in there.
Stuff on both ends. People are definitely learning from yesterday. Every time a team went third party into a fight, didn't really come out with much and sometimes lost a teammate. So they're letting everyone just isolate and do their own thing. Like us, they're watching along and having a good time. Hope you guys are too. Endon is here now with Jaku as well. Crazy solo performances from Endon all across the season, and now he's looking to get into this fight close and personal as well. Some teams are still on that classic game plan of invade boxes, look for these aggressive tags, and most of them are also lower on the leaderboard. You were talking about it, Sancho. Elims are a dope way to make up, some of the mistakes from yesterday, but at the same time, going for Elims, even in this spot, is so risky.
Now we're taking a look at the rest of the board here as a Squeeze is being pressured by Kirachi here, and look, this crazy. They're nowhere to be found. They've been not having this tournament run that we've all expected them this entire season. Has been just more like a hide, or was it a Jekyll, situation for them. They're just not the same French trio that we saw last season, the previous season before that. And Two's Kirachi, they have an opportunity to close out that chapter here and lobby that trio. I'm just flabbergasted, sir. Flabbergasted.
Red Rush Exteriors Mappy coming through the first game, not that consistent, just 2 points in total on the day. They got to look to actually just, make things up. When these center zones, I feel like that's where they struggle the most. It's so hard to stay invisible, be passive, go for beams. They're fighting Flois on the same box right now, but not going to really find much. He's going to build all the way up towards Kaiser, down a teammate. Meanwhile, now this entire server is just devolving into box fights left and right. Even your former first place trio is fighting your current first place trio. Hengen is Chapix, and 2 of them are down. These guys are leading the leaderboard over the cumulative 2 days. And their chances of getting points this game are running out. Flames ablaze around Chapix, and he's taking ticks over and over, down to 16 HP. There's nowhere for him to hide. Shots on all sides. Every single bullet you see go by is trouble for him. His builds are still burning. Not even affected. What is this?
Through the fire, and I don't think he's going to have a 9th. Finish. No way. Not this game, considering that you have Indretta here that's trying to take that first place spot. You have Lanouf as well. This is the team that kind of lands at risky reels. And look at that. Storm starts going down and out. And Nas is left by himself. And Indretta is now pushing Slicks. And Lanouf is just trying to back up his teammate here. And Nas is in a big shamble situation here. Storm starts still ticking through. And Savage is going to look to clean that up. Takes it up and cleans it up. Now he's going to push forward towards Chapix, and maybe Storm Surge is turned off. Maybe Chapix could breathe just a moment. Yes, he could breathe for a moment.
Yeah, Nas Thomas and Flick, they were the last team that had basically, no surge tags whatsoever, no damage dealt on the map. That lightning was just striking them over and over. It took down Flick first. Thomas went away second, and Nas could still not find any damage and goes down as the last player for the threshold. The Loof 6 and Marine is not going to be here, looking to also go across. And Dreda is just shooting them with stink bows. No, that's actually another trio from the left side. Lanouf's having so much trouble moving in. Savage tries to relieve a little bit of pressure off from him because they're getting shot too. This is so tricky, and Zone is still moving.
Savage's weapon of choice in this tournament has been the stink bow. When I VOD reviewed, they would get into a little bit of the storm surge. They'd get like a couple spaces in and turn and just rain down stink bows. He was basically crop dusting the entire lobby, man. It was just stinky. He was getting a lot of 5 HP tags all over the place.
quiet now across the map too. Everyone's kind of stopped. That surge gets everyone really active, pushed into boxes. Now they're looking for position to play out the rest of the game. Savage basing up with Andretta and Refsguard low ground. I'm not sure what happened last game, but Refs and Savage were basically taken out. Andretta had to clutch. Tapix is still alive somewhere, it seems as. Hasn't gone down, might even have the reboot cards. It's gonna be tough to revive everyone right here. The zone pulls left again, so Savage, Refsguard, and Andretta, it's just a pit stop on this road trip. They're not done yet.
What is done is Chapix taking out by the storm. So now first place is out. That's going to be an opportunity for Refsguard and Andretta and Savage to move up. Also third place, Flick Anas and Thomas AC we saw in the previous engagement taken out. Let's take a peek at zone 4. It's going to be a battle at Risky Reels. And we've already seen some fireworks. We've already seen blockbuster hits already in this tournament run. I'm expecting another summer blockbuster hit here for game 8.
A game 2 on day 2. This is very similar to what happened yesterday. Game 2 actually went to the Orchard, and it was this trio that ended up winning the game from low ground. They popped off. Queasy was on height, so maybe Queasy, Chulex, and Jerky might have some experience being high ground this game, but Andretta, Refsguard, Savage, this might not be where they drop. In terms of end game, this is their home. They know exactly how to navigate the zone. They're used to the roads, used to the rivers. They take everything to their advantage and make the space. There's a game to win. It has to be theirs. On height, though, it's not Chulix this time just yet. Nate, Tayson, and 4ZR are looking to have some control of the game.
4ZR, Nate, and Tayson, 3 eliminations right now. They're another team that they can move up their leaderboard as well. In 4th place, one of those teams we've talked about, conservative play. Just get into the end game, just trying to get positioning, not taking too aggressive box fights. We all know that Tayson and 4ZR and Nate, they're on the road to redemption. Tayson decided to switch out his teammates. He wanted a more serious trio mates in this back, someone who's going to grind with them. We're seeing the fruits of their labor right now, getting them within striking distance of a championship. Nate, 4ZR last season, make it into the grand finals. We know that their finals is all about that. We thought they would be there. They weren't there. So this is going to be an opportunity, a chance to kind of turn their fate and let everybody know that they still got it.
Definitely the most improved trio of the entire season. They're still looking for shots. They're not exactly in zone all the way just yet, at least not that half of the base. Gonna be praying and hoping that it pulls their way, but we'll have chances to move no matter what happens. Wakey down below. There's trouble inside a little bit of those lower tier boxes, lower ground bases. People are going down left and right. Exterio's taken out. Alpha having trouble, and then taken out by Noah Riley as well. These guys are popping, but there's so many angles they have to cover.
I'm surprised. Stacey brought back his teammates. Stacey brought back that team. And wasn't he all by himself? Like, weren't they just being pressured by Kirachi?
Yeah, Excuse was a solo. I guess they brought everyone back. Yeah, okay.
Run. Okay, they're not.
Big reboot came through, but no matter, they were coming from the south side. They must be exactly where Noah Riley is too. Look at the zone. This is a huge rotation, and builds are burning at the same time. You cannot cross that ground. Noah Riley will have to go around. And Alexis Sweet says, yeah, I guess the reboot came through in the Spire or Boney Burst. Yes, they'll actually end up playing out the full game. That's clutch from X Squeeze. Meanwhile, near the river, this is where patience is tested. Safik and Siberia haven't moved just yet, and they have the longest and toughest rotation with a team beside them.
They've been coming from Coral Castle, and for them to actually finish day 1 in around 15th place is already a feat in itself. They solved the puzzle of Coral Castle. For the longest time in the FNCS, no trio has really found success. They found some success. Just to paint a picture, last season, Kenzel, alongside with Waking Deceptos, finished in 30th place coming out here. If Safik and Siberia could finish as a duo, that would be a great run, but look already what's happening. Noah, Riley, and Reason and the Deal have become a height team. They stopped buzzsawing the lobby, and now they're flying high in the sky.
You're telling me Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason,
I would never heard
over 8 hours after sleeping, learned patience? That's insane.
That's a
they really want to win. They want to come back. Remember, Sancho, first and then down to 16th after 6 games. They're trying to climb higher. Here is who is in their way. Trulex, Squeezy, and Jerky. They're uncomfortable right now. They're itchy. They're not used to being second height. They like being the highest in the lobby, and it looks like they have a little bit of advantage on zone. Just like yesterday in game 2, this team took control of height, They tried to pop off. They could not clinch the game. This time, they'll try to do it once again, but they have an entire Titan to take down. It's not free for them. They have to get through Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason.
How is Reason's trio going to be able to handle this? Trulix does have a pepper here. Are they going to go ahead there, look for the chop? We've seen Trulix's trio get chopped before in a phenomenal way by Vidil's trio themselves. In game one, they chopped them out, and they were able to take height and the victory royale. So they're clashing again. Just look at this run, child.
Oh, Reason! I think he got hit by a bow from Trulex. They're screwing from the backside. There's so many teams moving over. This is huge for Trulex. He goes up. Yep, 173 damage above. It must have been a big shot, but they're still fighting. Queasy all the way up top. Meets over to Trulex. Look at how much this costs, Sancho. No shields in Trulex's inventory. Two of the teammates took 100 damage, and now they have height. A deja vu of day one. Can they actually end up finishing the game, though?
They need the resources to hold on. Day one, they couldn't hold on to height at all. They kept losing it here around zone 7. So they have to keep an eye on the backside. Let's see who's second from height. They actually have Andalix and Stacey, but they already lost a trio mate. So I don't know if they're going to take it here. So that focus has to be down on the low ground. Savage and Dreda, Refsguard, they have an opportunity to get the victory out. The question is, they're down the soft match. So if they can find an impact refresher, get that frag, get back some builds and hard mats, they can walk away with their game 2 victory out again.
Ooh, what a risky rotate. They go all the way in. No builds whatsoever. Here's the refresh opportunity. Big shots from Savage. It's huge. They do get one body. Fully eliminated. The Master back in the inventory. Savage, though, has none. Can't build any ramps. Can't do anything. Can't defend himself. Toos with the shots. He actually dodges them left and